on the plane that has crashed into the ocean of Suncoast Beach in Durban. Emergency services and law enforcement officials are at the scene at the moment. ALS paramedic spokesperson Gareth Jemison says that a video, in fact, is doing the rounds on social media showing the small aircraft. I would imagine these are the visuals. The small aircraft doing an aerial display before hitting the surf. Now, Suncoast Beach is near Durban's Virginia airport. Jemison says initial reports are that the aircraft was doing displays and crashed into the ocean. That's the details that we are hearing at the moment. The NSRI and the lifeguards are currently at the site as well, and paramedics are standing by for medical assistance. Let's now bring in our senior reporter, Jayed Paulse, who is at the scene and joins us now. Jayed, a very good afternoon to you. Of course, we're looking at what seems and appears to be this video of this plane doing its aerial shots, as it's believed by emergency services. Just speak to us about what do you know at this stage?
Well, a very good afternoon to you and to the viewers back at home. And yes, we are actually at the beach now, at Suncoast Beach in Durban. Yes, the light aircraft did crash at about 2:30 this afternoon. We know for now that paramedics are still on scene. SABC and Metro Police are doing search and rescue as well as the NSRI. What I can say now is that, the information is really sketchy. All we do know is that apparently this light aircraft was doing acrobatics. There was a school that was here, and he was demonstrating, and then just after 2 o'clock, about 25 to 3, the light aircraft plunged into the ocean. Now, onlookers that I've spoken to said they saw that the aircraft, or the pilot rather, was really battling and couldn't land, and that's when he dipped into the ocean, tried to find his feet, but then went under. So what we do know right now, police are on the scene. NSRI are trying to find the pilot. He's still at large. There are some pieces of the plane wreckage that have emerged from the ocean. They're trying to collect that, and they have moved the media. So where we are standing right now is not really in plain sight of what is currently transpiring. They've cordoned off the area and asked us to move away from the site. I have seen the MEC of Transport, Siboniso Duma. He has just arrived now with some of the delegates also speaking to those in command, trying to find out what actually transpired. Information really sketchy, as I said, but once we have more information, we'll be better suited to tell you what exactly transpired this afternoon.
All right, Jayed, thank you so much for that. I'm sure we'll get more clarity as the time goes, but that is the breaking news story of the day. Of course, this small aerial plane, we understand, just hitting and crashing into the ocean of Suncoast Beach in Durban. Jayed, they're saying that there's very little information at this stage, but what we do understand from the emergency services, in fact, the ALS paramedic spokesperson, is that this video that we've been showing you has been doing the rounds on social media, showing this small aerial aircraft doing an aerial display before hitting the surf. Now, Jayed, this is, and let's just bring our viewers in terms of where exactly this happened. This is at Suncoast Beach, and that's near the Durban's Virginia airport. Of course, we can see some emergency services there. I would imagine it's very difficult at this stage to ascertain as to who the occupants of that particular aircraft are.
That's very true. So where we are right now, where the crash happened, is literally behind Suncoast Casino. I have tried to get information from people on the ground here. Police have asked us to move away from the area. They've cordoned off the area. It's been very difficult to try and get information right now on scene. But from what we have been told, it is one pilot inside the light aircraft that is now still at large. We know that NSRI have been scouring the ocean trying to find this pilot. We also got helicopters in the sky, rather, trying to find this pilot. A little rubbish. I can actually see some of the remains of that light aircraft just been taken out of the water. And like I said, visibility from where I'm standing right now is very, very difficult because we've been asked to move off the beach. But this is what we have at the moment. I'm going to try and see if we can't get closer and try and see if the MEC of Transport can allow the media to move closer so that we can also have a better understanding of what transpired and be better able to tell the viewers back at home what happened on the scene.
Right, Jayed Paulse, that voice coming through there at the scene, of course, saying that for safety reasons, emergency services as well as all law enforcement authorities have pushed the media back so that they could be in a safe distance. But essentially what you have been seeing is, of course, that a light aircraft, we understand it may have or may not have been conducting some form of aerial shots before it then crashed into the ocean off Suncoast Beach in Durban. As Jayed said, that's behind Suncoast Casino, just in terms of the location. This happened a few moments ago, in fact, between 2:30 and 2:35 this afternoon. Of course, the media will try and get more clarification as officials are starting to arrive. Jayed saying there that the MEC of Transport also just arriving there on the scene. At this stage, what we do know is that rescue operators are looking for the pilot. He is missing. He was the one person on that aircraft that is believed. Jayed also saying that they can see bits and parts of that particular aircraft in the ocean. But as soon as those details become available, we'll definitely bring those to you.